This is Recipe for Sleep, a podcast where we dust off very old cookbooks and let them lull us into dreamland. We'd love it if you'd join our community at thanksalt.com, where I share my own recipes and stories. And if you find this is indeed your recipe for sleep, consider rating and reviewing, or just tell a friend. I'm Erin Brindley, a chef and storyteller. In this podcast, I read old recipes to you. That's it. Sometimes there is pretty prose introducing the cookbook, like in tonight's The AA Cookbook, which has a charming foreword by its authors Miss A. Alden and Miss A. Adams. But for the most part, it's just old recipes, which to me read like poetry. So turn the lights out, put away anything you were doing, and snuggle deep into your sweet covers. Imagine the kitchen of your mind. There are two cupboards there. Yesterday's cupboard, for all the things that already happened that your mind wants to chew on, and tomorrow's cupboard, for all the things you're going to do or what's going to happen later. It's time to put everything away in those cupboards. Imagine closing each one. You made it. To this cozy, quiet time of day where there's nothing to do but listen to me read you old cookbooks until you drift off to sleep. Are you as comfortable as you can be? Adjust what you need to, and then take a nice deep breath in. And with the breath out, feel all the tension in your body melting away. Let's find out what Miss Alden and Miss Adams want to cook for us. The AA Cookbook. 300 tested recipes, contributed by many good cooks. Second edition, issued December 1895. To know how takes away all the worry and half the work. Benjamin Franklin. Price, 25 cents. By mail, 30 cents. Copyright December 1895 by A. Alden and A. Adams. The AA Cookbook contains a collection of more than 300 recipes contributed by our friends. With few exceptions, every recipe is one which has been tested in our circle of acquaintances, and the other recipes are selected from the best authorities on cooking in the country. Before presenting this, our second edition, to the public, the first has been carefully revised, and many new recipes have been added. We trust something helpful to the young housekeeper may be found in these pages, and that the housewife of experience may look with favor upon this effort of two young people. We would call attention to those who have honored us with their advertisements, and as a token of appreciation to them, we most heartily urge that you will extend to them your patronage. To our contributors, and to those who have encouraged us in this work, we express our sincerest thanks. AA and AA. We may live without poetry, music, and art. We may live without conscience and live without heart. We may live without friends. We may live without books. But civilized man cannot live without cooks. Owen Meredith. Tested recipes. Bread, etc. Bread and biscuits should rise in a moderately warm place. If too cold, they will be heavy. If too hot, they will be sour. They should rise to twice the original size before being baked. If the milk is not too sour, an equal quantity of cream of tartar used with the soda will prevent the biscuits from looking yellow. Biscuits and rolls require a hotter oven than bread, and longer time to rise. 1. Wheat bread. Put 2 quarts of flour into a pan. Mix it with half teaspoonful salt and 1 tablespoonful sugar. Into the center of the flour, pour 1 gill yeast, or half compressed yeast cake, soaked in half cup warm water. Stir in enough milk to knead well. About a pint will do. Knead for 20 minutes. You may use part water instead of all milk and put in 1 tablespoonful lard. Let it rise overnight and knead into 2 loaves in the morning. Let it rise again and bake. In cold weather, warm the flour and milk or water before mixing. 2. Grandma's brown bread. 1½ cups Indian meal scalded, 1½ cups rye meal, 1/4 cup molasses, 1 teaspoonful soda, 1 cup sour milk, salt. Steam 4 or 5 hours. 3. Graham bread. 2 cups graham flour, 1 cup wheat flour, 2 cups buttermilk or sour milk, ½ cup molasses, 1 teaspoonful soda, salt. Bake or let rise and then steam it. 4. Rye bread. Make like wheat bread, only put into the baking pan when first kneaded and let it rise once. 5. Raised biscuit. 2 quarts sifted flour, 1 pint milk, 2 tablespoonfuls lard, 2 tablespoonfuls sugar, 1/2 cup yeast, salt. Rub the lard and flour together, then mix as you would bread. When kneaded the second time, roll out and cut with a small cutter. 6. Baking powder biscuit. 1 quart flour, 2 heaping teaspoonfuls baking powder, 1 tablespoonful shortening, a little salt. Mix powder, shortening, and salt well into the flour. Wet with sweet milk, stiff enough to roll, but do not knead. Cut with biscuit cutter and bake 15 minutes. 7. Sour milk biscuit. 1 quart sifted flour, 1 teaspoonful salt, 1 small teaspoonful soda, and ½ teaspoonful cream tartar. Mix thoroughly together, then add a heaping tablespoonful lard and sufficient sour milk or buttermilk to make a slack dough. Roll out the dough and cut into biscuits. Bake immediately. 8. Breakfast puffs. 2 cups Indian meal, 1 cup flour, 1/3 cup melted butter, 1/2 cup sugar, 1/2 pint sour milk, 1 egg, 1 teaspoonful soda. Bake in small pans. 9. Buns. Make like raised biscuits. Add 1 cup sugar, a little nutmeg, and currants if you like. 10. Baking powder. 8-ounce flour, 8-ounce bicarbonate soda, 7-ounce tartaric acid. Mix thoroughly and sift. 11. Corn fritters. 1 pint green corn cut from the cob, 2 eggs well beaten, 1 tablespoonfuls melted butter, ½ cup sweet milk, and flour to make a batter. Fry in hot lard or as you would griddle cakes. 12. Corn muffins. 1 pint milk, 1 cup cornmeal, 2 cups flour, ½ cup sugar, ½ cup butter, 3 eggs, 4 teaspoonfuls baking powder, 1 teaspoonful salt. Eggs should be beaten quite light. Bake in gem irons or cupcake tins. Mrs. Lucy Hancock. 13. Dumplings. 2 cups milk, a little salt, 2 heaping teaspoonfuls baking powder, flour enough to make a stiff batter. Drop the dumplings on top of a stew, being careful not to have enough water to cover them. Boil about 20 minutes. Mrs. W. H. Adams. 14. Flannel cakes. 1 teaspoonful butter, 1 pint flour, 1 teaspoonful salt, 2 eggs, 2 cups milk, 2 teaspoonfuls baking powder. Rub the butter into the flour and add the salt. Beat the yolks of the eggs light, add the milk, and when well beaten, stir into the flour until quite smooth. Beat the whites light, add them, and lastly the baking powder, and bake on a hot griddle. 15. Fried bread. 1 egg, 1 cup water, a little salt. Dip dry pieces of bread into the mixture and fry until brown. 16. French toast. 3 beaten eggs, 1 pint milk, salt. Dip slices of bread into the mixture and fry a light brown. Serve hot. 17. Aunt Jenny's Gems. 1 pint flour, 2 teaspoonfuls baking powder, salt. Sift together. Add 3 tablespoonfuls melted butter, 2 eggs, 1 cup milk. Bake in hot gem pans 1/2 hour. 18. Aunt Lucy's Gems. 1 cup milk, 1 cup water, salt, 1 egg, graham flour to make a thin batter. Have the gem irons hot and bake in a hot oven. 19. Graham gems. 1 pint sour milk, 1 teaspoonful soda, 1 egg, 1 tablespoonful shortening, graham flour enough to make a stiff batter. Bake in hot gem irons. 20. Graham wafers. Mix 1/3 cup shortening with 1/3 cup sugar and ½ teaspoonful salt. Rub this mixture into 1 pint white flour and 1 pint graham flour mixed. Wet with cold water into very stiff dough. Knead it well and roll out very thin. Cut in squares and bake quickly. 21. Grandma's Johnny Cake. 1 cup Indian meal, 1 cup wheat flour, ½ cup sugar, 1 egg, 1 cup milk, 1 teaspoonful cream tartar, ½ teaspoonful soda, salt. 22. Griddle cakes. 1 pint sour milk or part buttermilk, 1 teaspoonful each of soda and cream tartar, salt, and flour to make a batter. Fry on a hot griddle. 23. Popovers. 1 pint flour, 1 pint milk, 3 eggs, butter size of walnut, salt. Beat well. Bake in very hot gem irons 15 minutes. 24. Potato yeast. Tie a handful of hops in a cloth and boil them with half dozen pared potatoes. Mash the potatoes and put them with the strained hop water over the fire. Thicken with 3 or 4 tablespoonfuls flour. Let it stand away from the fire till lukewarm. Then put in 1 cup of good yeast and keep the mixture at blood heat until it rises. 25. Parker House rolls. 2 quarts flour. In the center of the flour, put 3 tablespoonfuls butter, salt, and 1 tablespoonful sugar. Pour over this 1 pint scalded milk, cooled, half cup yeast. When the sponge is light, knead 15 minutes. Let it rise, knead again, and cut into round cakes. Flatten each with a rolling pin. Put a small piece of butter on the top of each and turn it over on itself. Let them rise and bake in a quick oven. 26. Rusk. 1 quart bread dough, 1 cup butter, 1 cup sugar, 2 beaten eggs. Mix and let rise. Roll out and cut with a biscuit cutter. Let rise again, very light, and bake. 27. Grandma Adams soft cake. Mix like griddle cakes, only stiffer, and add 2 tablespoonfuls molasses. Fry in large cakes. Serve with butter. 28. Twin Mountain muffins. Cream half cup butter, then add gradually half cup sugar. Beat 2 eggs and add into the mixture. Mix 4 teaspoonfuls baking powder and 1 teaspoonful salt with 1 quart flour. Add to the first mixture, alternating with 1 cup milk. Drop from the spoon into buttered muffin pans. Bake about 25 minutes in a moderate oven. 29. Waffles. 1 pint sweet milk, half cup butter, sifted flour to make a soft batter, the well-beaten yolks of 3 eggs, then the beaten whites, and lastly, just before baking, add 2 teaspoonfuls baking powder. Beat very hard for a few minutes. Cook in waffle irons. 30. Whole wheat gems. 2 eggs, half pint milk, 1 tablespoonful melted butter, 1 teaspoonful salt, 1½ cups whole wheat flour, 2 teaspoonfuls baking powder. Mix the flour and baking powder together. Stir in the melted butter and the milk, and then the eggs well beaten. Beat the whole until light and foamy, and nearly fill the gem pans, which should be all hot and well greased. Bake 30 minutes. 31. Yorkshire pudding. To be eaten with roast beef. 1½ pints milk, 7 tablespoonfuls flour in a little of the milk, and salt. Mix smooth. Add 3 beaten eggs. Bake in a shallow pan 1 hour. Cut in squares and put around the beef. 32. Oatmeal biscuits. Pour 1 pint scalded milk on 2 cups rolled oats. When cool enough, add a little salt, 1 tablespoonful sugar, half yeast cake dissolved in a little water, and flour enough to mold. When light, spread on the board and smear well with soft butter. Roll up and knead a little. Form in little rolls. Let rise the second time and bake. Stale biscuits, rolls, or buns may be freshened by dipping them into cold water and putting them in the hot oven for a few minutes. A piece of salt pork on a fork is better than lard for greasing a griddle. Cake. Make cake in an earthen dish. A fine granulated sugar is best for most cakes. Beat yolks and whites separately in all fine cakes. A dessert spoonful of water, beaten with the eggs, makes cakes lighter. A cake beaten long is fine-grained. Cakes with much shortening require a moderate oven. Without shortening, a quick oven. Some use part pastry and part bread flour for cake. Do not move a cake until you think it is done. When done, take it out of the pan and stand it on a sieve or cloth to cool. Or stand it on the side in the pan to prevent falling. In icing cake, use a broad knife and dip it in cold water. A dessert spoonful of water, beaten with egg frosting, will prevent it from cracking. 33. Aunt Polly's cake. 2 cups sugar, 1 cup butter, half cup sour milk, 1 cup raisins, 2 eggs, 1 teaspoonful saleratus, spice to taste, flour to make a very stiff batter. 34. Cake without eggs. 2 cups flour, 2 teaspoonfuls cream tartar, 1 teaspoonful soda mixed with the flour, 1 cup sweet milk, 1 cup sugar, and 1 large spoonful lard or butter. Beat all together and bake in a quick oven. 35. Chocolate cake. 1 cup sugar, a piece of butter the size of a butternut, 1 square baker's chocolate grated and melted in water, half cups flour, 1½ teaspoonfuls baking powder, half cup milk. 36. Chocolate marble cake. Half cup butter and 1 cup sugar beaten to a cream, half cup sweet milk, 1½ cups flour, 1 teaspoonful baking powder, whites of 4 eggs added last. Take 1 cup of this mixture, add it to 5 tablespoonfuls grated chocolate wet with milk, and flavor with vanilla. Put a layer of white batter in cake pan and drop on chocolate batter with a spoon. Pour over it the remaining batter and bake. Ice with chocolate. 37. Coconut cake. 2½ cups sugar, half cup butter, 3½ cups flour, 3 eggs, 1 teaspoonful cream tartar, half teaspoonful soda, 1 coconut grated, rind of 1 lemon grated. Beat the whites of the eggs to a froth and stir in just before baking. This makes 2 loaves. 38. Coffee cake. 1 cup molasses, 1 cup sugar, 1 cup butter, 1 cup strong coffee, 1 cup raisins, 1 cup currants, 1 teaspoonful soda, 2 teaspoonfuls cream tartar, and flour to make a stiff batter. 39. Cornstarch cake. 1 cup sugar, 1 cup flour, ½ cup butter, ½ cup cornstarch, ½ cup sweet milk, ½ teaspoonful cream tartar, ½ teaspoonful soda. Cream the butter and sugar, add milk, sift the other ingredients together, and add whites of 3 eggs beaten to a froth. Flavor with vanilla. 40. Cream puffs. ½ cup of butter melted in 1 cup of hot water. Put on stove to boil. While boiling, stir in 1 cup flour. Take off and let cool. When cool, stir in 3 eggs, one after the other without beating. Drop on buttered tins and bake in hot oven for 20 to 30 minutes. Filling. Make a custard with 1 cup milk, 1 egg, ½ cup sugar. Thicken with 2 tablespoonfuls of flour and flavor with vanilla. Cut open the puffs and put in the filling. 41. Delicious cake. 2 cups sugar, 1 cup butter. Cream together. Add 1 cup milk, 3 cups flour, 3 eggs, yolks and whites beaten separately, 1 teaspoonful soda, and 2 teaspoonfuls cream tartar dissolved in the milk. Flavor to taste. 42. Dorcas cake. Whites of 3 eggs, 1 cup sugar, ½ cup butter, ½ cup sweet milk, 2 cups flour, and 1 teaspoonful baking powder. Bake in 2 layers or in 1 cake. Frost with the yolks of 2 eggs beaten with 10 tablespoonfuls sugar. Flavor. Also called ice cream cake. 43. Drewsy's cream cake. 2/3 cup sugar, 1 cup flour, ½ teaspoonful butter, 1 tablespoonful water, 2 teaspoonfuls cream tartar, 1 teaspoonful soda, 1 egg, and the white of another. When baked, split open and put in the cream. For cream, 1 cup milk, ½ cup sugar, yolk of an egg, 2 teaspoonfuls cornstarch or flour. 44. Dried apple cake. Soak 3 cups of dried apple overnight in warm water. Chop slightly in the morning and simmer 2 hours or more in 2 cups molasses. Make a cake of 2 eggs, 1 cup sugar, 1 cup sweet milk, 3/4 cup butter, 1½ teaspoonfuls soda, flour to make a rather thick batter, and spices in plenty. Add the apple and bake in a quick oven. 45. Dominoes. Bake any plain cake in a dripping pan, but do not have it over 3/4 inch thick when done. When cool, frost and mark into oblongs like dominoes, only larger. When the frosting is hardened a little, dip a pointed piece of wood into melted chocolate and make the lines and dots corresponding to those on dominoes. Nice for picnics or children's parties. 46. French cake. 3 cups sifted flour well mixed with 3 teaspoonfuls baking powder, 3 well-beaten eggs, 2 cups sugar, ½ cup butter, 1 cup milk. raisins and spice if you like, but it is good plain. 47. Fruit cake. 2 cups raisins, 4 eggs, 1½ cups butter, 1 cup sugar, 1½ cups molasses, cinnamon, nutmeg, and clove to taste, 1 teaspoonful soda, 5 cups flour. This makes 2 loaves. 48. Gold cake. 1 cup sugar, 2 tablespoonfuls butter, 1 cup sweet milk, 2 heaping cups flour, the yolks of 3 eggs, 1 teaspoonful baking powder. 49. Grandma's gingerbread. 1 cup cream, 1 cup molasses, 1 tablespoonful of ginger, 1 teaspoonful soda dissolved in vinegar, salt, and flour enough to make hard. 50. Soft gingerbread. 1 cup molasses. Stir very thick with flour. Add 1½ tablespoonfuls lard, 1 cup boiling water, 2 teaspoonfuls soda, and 1 teaspoonful ginger. To make elderberry gingerbread, stir in 1 cup fresh elderberries in their season. 51. Grandma Ripley's wedding cake. 2 pounds and 2 ounces flour, 1 pound and 9 ounce sugar, 1 pound and 3 ounce butter, 1 pint and 1 gill cream, 1¼ teaspoonfuls soda, 6 eggs, 3 nutmegs, cinnamon and other spice to taste, raisins, currants, and citron. 52. Good cheap dark cake. 1 cup milk, ½ cup butter, 1½ cups sugar, 3 cups flour, 1 egg, 1 cup raisins, 2 tablespoonfuls molasses, 1 teaspoonful soda, cinnamon and clove, 1 large loaf. Mrs. A. L. Bennett. 53. Ladyfingers. 1 cup sugar, ½ cup butter. Beat together. Add 1 egg, 1/4 cup milk, 1 pint flour, 1 teaspoonful cream tartar, ½ teaspoonful soda, 1 teaspoonful vanilla. Cut in little strips, roll in sugar, and bake in a quick oven. Use your hands to roll them. 54. Layer cake number 1. 1 cup sugar, 1 dessert spoonful butter, 2 cups flour, 1 egg, 1 teaspoonful soda, 2 teaspoonfuls cream tartar, and 1 cup milk. This makes 3 layers. 55. Layer cake number 2. 1 cup sugar, 2 eggs, ½ cup milk, ½ teaspoonful soda, 1 teaspoonful cream tartar, 1½ cups flour. Use 1 teaspoonful baking powder instead of the soda and cream of tartar if you wish. 56. Layer cake number 3. Beat 3 eggs for 5 minutes. Add 1½ cups sugar and beat 3 minutes. Add ½ cup cold water, 1 3/4 cups flour, 1 heaping teaspoonful baking powder. Bake in 3 layers. 57. Ribbon layer cake. 1½ cups sugar, 1 tablespoonful shortening, 1 cup milk, 2 eggs, 2 level teaspoonfuls baking powder, 2½ cups flour. Mix all but the eggs together and beat well, then divide into 3 parts. Put the whites of eggs into one, the yolks into another, and into the last put all kinds of spice or 1 tablespoonful cocoa. Bake in jelly tins. 58. Mrs. Munsel's layer cake. 2 cups sugar, 2/3 cup butter, 1 cup milk, 3 cups flour, 3 eggs, 1 teaspoonful cream tartar, ½ teaspoonful soda. Bake half the mixture in 2 jelly tins. To the remainder, add 1 tablespoonful molasses, 1 cup raisins, ½ cup currants, citron, 2 teaspoonful cloves, cinnamon, and nutmeg. Place the dark layer between the light ones. Fillings for layer cake. 59. Apple. 1 grated sour apple and 1 cup powdered sugar well mixed. Add the white of an egg, beaten to a froth, and a little nutmeg. Spread between the layers. 60. Caramel. Number 1. 2 cups granulated sugar, ½ cup milk, and a piece of butter the size of a walnut. Let it boil, then add a teaspoonful of vanilla. Stir until cold and then spread on the cake. Number 2. 2 cups light brown sugar, 1 tablespoonful butter, 1 cup cream or milk, 1 teaspoonful vanilla. Mix all together and boil slowly until quite thick or candied. Spread when nearly cold. 61. Chocolate. Number 1. Scrape or grate 1 square of baker's chocolate. Melt over tea kettle. In another basin, put 1 cup brown sugar, butter the size of a walnut, 1½ tablespoonfuls water. Heat until it boils, not after, stirring to prevent burning. Pour in with the chocolate a little at a time. Let it come to a boil and remove from the fire when nearly cold. Flavor with vanilla and spread. Number 2. 2 cups confectionery sugar, 2 tablespoonfuls cocoa, 1 teaspoonful vanilla, and enough water to make it spread easily. Number 3. Whites of 2 eggs and confectionery sugar beaten together. 1 square chocolate dissolved and poured into the icing. Mix thoroughly. 62. Cinnamon. Yolks of 2 eggs well beaten, 1 cup sugar, 2 tablespoonfuls cream, and 1 of cinnamon. 63. Coconut number 1. 1 cup boiling water, 3/4 cup sugar, butter size of a walnut. Boil all together and add 1½ cups coconut. 64. Coconut number 2. Whites of 2 eggs, 8 teaspoonfuls sugar. Flavor. Spread on each layer and sprinkle with coconut. 65. Cream. 2 eggs, 1 cup sugar, ½ cup flour or 2 tablespoonfuls cornstarch, 1 pint milk. Boil in a double boiler. When cold, flavor with vanilla. 66. Fig. ½ pound figs chopped very fine, 1 cup sugar, 1 cup water. Cook very slowly until it forms a thick paste. 67. Orange. White of 1 egg, juice and grated rind of 1 orange. Add sugar to make it stiff enough for frosting. 68. 1 cup sugar and a little water. Boil together until it will harden when dropped into cold water. Remove from the fire and add the beaten white of 1 egg and 1 cup chopped raisins. Spread on cake quickly. Mrs. A. L. Bennett. 69. Walnut. Make caramel filling number 1 and stir in 1 cup chopped walnut meats. 70. Yellow. Yolks of 2 eggs beaten thoroughly, sugar to thicken, and vanilla. 71. Monterey cake. 1 cup sugar, 1 cup flour, 4 teaspoonfuls cream tartar, and 3 eggs. Beat until smooth. Add 1 teaspoonful soda dissolved in 2 tablespoonfuls water. Bake in a large dripping pan. When done, turn it out on a flat surface and spread with jelly, chocolate, or any other filling. Roll up when warm. 72. Marble cake. Make layer cake number 1 and take out about 1/3 of the mixture. And add to it 1 tablespoonful molasses, cloves, cinnamon, and nutmeg, and a little more flour. Put a layer of the light part into the baking pan, then some of the dark part. Continue. 73. Mock raised cake. 1 cup sugar, 1 cup milk, 1/4 cup shortening, 1 teaspoonful soda, 2 teaspoonfuls cream tartar, raisins, and nutmeg. Flour to make stiff. 74. McDonald cake. 1 cup butter and 1½ cups sugar creamed, yolks of 4 eggs, 1 teaspoonful of lemon or vanilla, ½ cup milk, ½ cup cornstarch, 1½ cups flour, 1 teaspoonful cream tartar, ½ teaspoonful soda, whites of 4 eggs. Mix in the order given and bake in 2 shallow pans in a moderate oven. 75. Pork cake. ½ pound fat pork chopped fine, 1 cup boiling water, 1 cup molasses, 1 cup sugar, 1 cup chopped raisins, 1 teaspoonful cream tartar, 1 teaspoonful soda, cinnamon and nutmeg and cloves, and about 5 cups flour. 2 loaves. If you wish to make it a fruit cake, add 1 cup currants and 1/4 pound citron chopped fine. 76. Quick loaf cake. 2 cups sugar, 2/3 cup butter, 1½ cups milk, 3½ cups flour, ½ teaspoonful soda, 1 teaspoonful cream tartar, 2 eggs, nutmeg, and raisins. 77. Aunt Melantha's raised cake. 3 cups sugar, 1½ cups butter, 2 quarts flour, 2 eggs, 1 gill yeast, 1½ pints milk, 1 nutmeg, 1 pound raisins, 1 teaspoonful soda. Mix together the flour, yeast, milk, and 1 cup sugar. Let it rise overnight or until very light. Then stir in the other ingredients and let it rise again after putting it into the baking tins. 78. Raised cake. 8 cups flour, 3 cups shortening, part lard, 4 cups sugar, 2 cents worth distilled yeast, 2 eggs, nutmeg, and fruit to taste. 4 loaves. Mrs. A. L. Bennett. 79. Snow cake. 3/4 cup butter, 2 cups sugar, 1 cup milk, 1 cup cornstarch, 2 cups flour, 1½ teaspoonfuls baking powder. Mix cornstarch, flour, and baking powder together. Add butter and sugar with milk. Lastly, the whites of 7 eggs and 1 teaspoonful vanilla. 2 loaves. 80. Society cake. 2 cups sugar, 2/3 cup butter, 1 cup water, 3 eggs, 1 teaspoonful soda, 2 teaspoonfuls cream tartar. Stir the butter and sugar to a cream and make about as thick as stirred cake. 2 loaves. 81. Spice cake. 1 cup brown sugar, 1 dessert spoonful butter, 2 scant cups flour, cloves, cinnamon, nutmeg, 1 teaspoonful soda, and 1 cup buttermilk or sour milk. An egg can be used or not. 82. Cream sponge cake. 2 eggs broken into a cup. Fill with sweet cream. Add 1 cup sugar, 1½ cups flour, 2 teaspoonfuls cream tartar, 1 teaspoonful soda. The cream must be very thin. If too rich, the cake will fall. 83. Delicious sponge cake. 2 eggs, whites and yolks beaten separately. Mix nearly all of 1 cup of sugar with the whites, the rest with the yolks. Add 1 cup flour and 1 generous teaspoonful baking powder. After mixing all these well, add ½ cup boiling water. Flavor. 84. Edith's sponge cake. 2 eggs, yolks and whites beaten separately. 3/4 cup sugar. 1 cup flour with 1 teaspoonful baking powder. 4 tablespoonfuls cold water. 85. Water cake. 2 cups flour, ½ cup butter, 1 cup sugar, 1 cup cold water, 2 teaspoonfuls baking powder, nutmeg, and raisins if desired. 86. Walnut cake. 1½ cups sugar, ½ cup butter, 2 cups flour, whites of 4 eggs, 3/4 cup milk, 1 teaspoonful cream tartar, ½ teaspoonful soda, 1 cup walnut meats. 87. Wedding cake. 5 pounds flour, 2 pounds butter, 2½ pounds sugar, 6 eggs, 1 pint yeast, 6 pounds fruit, 1 ounce nutmeg, 1 ounce cinnamon, 1 quart milk. This recipe is 100 years old. 88. White cake. ½ cup butter, 2 cups sugar, 3 cups flour, 2 teaspoonfuls baking powder, 1 cup sweet milk, whites of 4 eggs, beaten and stiff and added last. Frostings for cake. 89. Chocolate cream. Make a soft frosting of 1 cup confectionery sugar, ½ teaspoonful vanilla, and enough water to spread well. Spread on cake. When hardened a little, spread melted chocolate over it. 90. Egg frosting. Beat the white of 1 egg to a stiff froth. Add flavoring and sugar enough to spread well. 91. Soft frosting. 1 cup sugar. Add water enough to moisten. Heat until all the sugar is melted, but do not stir it. Add the beaten white of 1 egg gradually and keep stirring until cool. 92. Whipped cream. 1 cup thick sweet cream, very cold. Sweeten to taste. Beat until very stiff. Add lemon or vanilla before using. 93. Whipped cream and banana. Slice bananas and stir them through a cup of rich cream, which has been whipped into a stiff froth. Cookies. 94. Brown sugar cookies. 1 cup brown sugar, ½ cup cream, 1 teaspoonful soda, 1 teaspoonful ginger, and flour to make a stiff dough. 95. Cakes without eggs. 1 cup sugar, 2/3 cup butter, 1 cup sour milk, 1 teaspoonful soda, caraway seeds, and flour enough to roll. Cut into fancy shapes, and while warm, dust with a little cinnamon. 96. Chocolate cookies. ½ cup shortening, 2 cups sugar, 4 eggs, 1 cup grated chocolate, ½ teaspoonful soda, 1 teaspoonful cream tartar. Cream the sugar and shortening together and put in the eggs one at a time. Add the chocolate. Add flour in which the soda and cream tartar have been well mixed. Mix stiff and roll thin. 97. Coconut cookies. 1 cup sugar, 1/3 cup butter, 1 egg, 2 tablespoonfuls milk, 1 teaspoonful cream tartar, ½ teaspoonful soda, 1 cup coconut, flour. 98. Drop cookies. 1 cup molasses, 5 cups flour, 1 cup sugar, 1 egg, ½ cup shortening, 1 teaspoonful soda, 1 cup water, 1 tablespoonful ginger. Drop on cookie tins in tablespoonfuls. Add the cinnamon, nutmeg, and clove instead of ginger for spice cookies. 99. Drop sugar cookies. 2 cups sugar, 1 cup shortening, 1 cup sour milk, 4 cups flour, 2 eggs, ½ teaspoonful soda, nutmeg. Drop on tins and bake. 100. Fruit cookies. 1½ cups brown sugar, ½ cup lard and butter mixed, 1 egg, 4 tablespoonfuls sweet milk, 1 teaspoonful soda, 1 cup chopped raisins, nutmeg, cloves, and cinnamon. Make quite stiff, roll thin, and bake in a quick oven. 101. Grandma Chapin's cookies. 1 cup cream, 1 cup sugar, 1 egg, 1 teaspoonful soda, a pinch of salt, nutmeg, flour. 102. Ginger cookies. 1 cup molasses, 4 tablespoonfuls water, 4 tablespoonfuls shortening, 1 teaspoonful soda, 1 teaspoonful ginger, a little salt, flour. 103. Oatmeal cookies. 4 cups rolled oats, 2 cups wheat flour, 1 cup sugar, 2 tablespoonfuls of shortening, 1 egg, 2 tablespoonfuls sour milk, ½ cup molasses, 1 teaspoonful soda, salt. Roll out and bake. If necessary, add more rolled oats. 104. Sugar cookies. 2 cups sugar, 1 cup butter, 1 cup milk, 1 egg, nutmeg, half teaspoonful soda, flour. Roll thin and bake in a quick oven. 1 teaspoonful baking powder may be used instead of the soda. 105. Alice's ginger snaps. 2 cups brown sugar and 2 cups molasses. Set on the stove and let it boil. 2 eggs, 2 dessert spoonfuls soda, 4 tablespoonfuls vinegar, 1 tablespoonful ginger, cinnamon, nutmeg, and a little salt. Stir thick with flour and roll out thin. This makes 10 dozen. 106. Grandma's ginger snaps. 1 cup molasses, half cup sugar, half cup lard. Boil. When cold, add ginger, salt, soda, and flour. 107. Ginger crisps. 1 cup each of sugar, molasses, and shortening. 1 teaspoonful soda. 1 tablespoonful each of vinegar and ginger. 2 eggs. Flour sufficient to roll. Cut out and bake quickly. 108. Snickerdoodles. 4 cups flour, 2 cups sugar, 1 cup milk, 3/4 cup butter, 2 eggs, 2 teaspoonfuls cream tartar, 1 teaspoonful soda. Drop in a pan and sprinkle a little cinnamon and sugar over each one. Sweet dreams.